it comes to solving conflict with someone that you care about, never get mad at someone for telling you how they feel. This is something that so many people get wrong because quite often people haven't worked on themselves enough to be able to set their ego and their emotions aside. So when their partner or a good friend of theirs or a family member is opening up to them about how that person has made them feel, they tend to get mad or frustrated over it. Because if people do things to upset others, quite often they don't want to be held accountable for their actions, right? Like they don't want to be called out and be told, hey, like the way you just acted was not cool and you made me feel X, Y, and Z emotions. Please don't do that again. Most people don't have the maturity to handle a conversation like that because they immediately get defensive because they took it personally. So make sure you don't do this yourself. As much as possible, strive to set your ego aside. And while that's pretty difficult to do, what I can say that will help you do this is just work on managing your emotions better, which doesn't mean not feeling them. No, it means feeling them, but choosing not to act on them. You can do that, and it's what you should do in these moments where somebody opens up to you. Because here's the thing, if somebody is being honest and vulnerable about how they feel with you, that means they trust you. They wouldn't do that if they didn't trust you enough to be able to hold space for them, to be able to listen to what they're saying. So if you get mad and frustrated and start getting defensive and attacking them or getting angry and yelling at them over that, you're basically proving to them that they shouldn't trust you, that you don't have the maturity to handle their honesty and their vulnerability. And that is not a good thing because over time that will train them to not be honest and vulnerable with you because you're basically proving that you can't handle it. And I'll tell you right now, relationships where neither person can be completely honest and vulnerable with each other are not good. If you want to have great, amazing, healthy relationships, you need to be able to hold space for your partner so they can be honest and authentic and vulnerable with you. That's where the true magic happens, even if from time to time it's not super comfortable because they're communicating their boundaries to you, but you need to be willing to listen to them. So that's what you want to do in these situations. Just hold space for the other person, listen to them without intending to respond to them, and set your ego aside so you're not constantly just like hearing what they're saying and getting really defensive and letting all this anger boil up inside of you so that you can immediately lash out at them. Remember, guys, if somebody's telling you how you made them feel, even though we want to usually take that personally, as long as they're not blaming you, as long as they're not attacking you, you shouldn't take it personally because then they're not actually attacking you over it. They may just be saying, hey, look, I really care about you, but that action you did recently made me feel not so great, so please don't do that again. Notice that's not a personal attack, right? They're not saying you suck, you acted in this way that upset me, so be better than that. They're not saying that. They're just saying, hey, look, the way you acted, your actions upset them. Your actions are separate from you. Like your actions are not your personality. You can change your actions. So don't take it personally. They're not, okay. I do have to clarify, of course, that I'm making a lot of assumptions here about the way the partner would be talking to you. But like I said, as long as they're not attacking you or blaming you, if they have the maturity to not do that, then you shouldn't take it personally because it won't be about you in that situation. So there you go, guys. Like this is just a video about tips for conflict resolution in relationships because so many people get this wrong and just destroy their relationships because like I said, if you don't have the maturity to handle your partner's honesty and vulnerability, you're going to train them to not express themselves in those ways going forward. So you're going to get them building up a lot of resentment towards you because they're not going to feel like they can trust you enough to be honest about how they feel with you. And that leads to problems. I mean, I can tell you right now, there have been some problems with me and my roommate over that. And only recently did I start just saying, you know what, screw it. Like, I'm going to be honest with him, even if it creates some tension. And unfortunately, it kind of has. But I mean, I plan on moving out of here anyway eventually. And he's still a great guy. But yeah, I want to get to a place where I can be honest and authentic and vulnerable and not have any mental health or have any negative mental health side effects for it, any negative consequences for it. Because really the whole goal should be to surround yourself with people who can handle your honesty, your authenticity, your vulnerability, people who have that maturity to want to have honest communication like that. Because when you're talking about problems or your boundaries with people, they usually aren't personal, or at least they shouldn't be, unless that person really doesn't deserve a spot in your life, in which case, why do you still have them around you, right? Usually if you're keeping someone in your life, you care about them enough that there's a reason why they're still in your life, right? So that means you shouldn't be attacking them or blaming them personally. It should more so just be conflict resolution because you care about them enough that you're trying to make your relationship with them stronger. So there you go. It's in your own best interest to have the maturity to work on the way you respond to your emotions, usually meaning not acting on them, so that you can actually handle conflict in relationships in a healthy way. So that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. This is something I really care about. You probably saw my passion flow through in this one, but it's just really unfortunate and kind of disappointing to see so many people not capable of doing this, because it makes your relationship so much better. Like, for me, this is something that would be necessary for a woman to have if I would ever consider marrying her. If she wasn't capable of handling conflict in healthy ways, I'm not going to give her the time of day with seeing her as a potential life partner. There's just no point in that, because you're going to have a lot of stress and drama with them because they aren't ready yet. So make sure you work on this yourself. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys. If you enjoy content like this, please subscribe for more. Otherwise, the easiest way you can help me out is just to like and comment the video for the algorithm. And I will see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci!